Hello ladies, welcome to this episode of the Put Yourself First podcast. I'm your host Kat Horrocks, mindset and manifestation coach and spiritual guide for ambitious women ready to put yourself first and manifest a life even better than your vision board. And today's episode, I want to talk about some common mistakes that I see women making that are keeping them stuck from moving forward. And I know these are common because I'm going to estimate that like 95% of the women who come to work with me, so that could be a one-to-one client, a sisterhood member in Next Level You, has these things when they come in and they want to work on it, or they come in and they have like one or two of them that they want to really work on, or it's a continued process for them to really like stay in my world of put yourself first and manifest your dream life, because they need those reminders, like they need the resources and the support and the backing to continue getting what they want, like asking for what they need and receiving what they deserve. So these are the reasons why I see, and when I say ambitious women, I mean women who know what they want, who work hard, who have passion, have like they have drive, they know what they want to do in their life, they have a vision, they have a big heart, like they love, they show up for the people in their lives, they give so much to others, and yet they still feel like they're hitting a wall and they're not moving forward. And I've worked with women who are running hugely successful businesses or have decades of incredible experience in their career, have achieved monumental things in their life, are working moms, are, raising beautiful families, have been, married for X amount of years, or have, been and traveled the world and like achieved incredible things. And for whatever reason, they're in a transition phase, they're hitting a wall and they're not quite moving to the next level that they want to get to. And that could be in themselves, like internally, or externally, they're trying to achieve a goal and they're not making progress with it. And these are 5 really common mistakes that I see happening again and again that can keep you stuck in a cycle of hustle and burnout as an ambitious woman that you need to be careful of. The first one is not asking for help. Not asking for the help that you need. And this can manifest in many different ways. What I see the most is just a general discomfort in receiving. Many women struggle to receive, struggle to actually lean back and let someone else give to them. And because of that, they don't seek out the help that they deserve. And that can be anything from they are still, they're working all week and looking after their family, or, keeping up with household stuff at home with their partner, and then they're spending hours and hours every weekend like deep cleaning the house, and they know that if they know that they're at a stage where they could invest in a housekeeper to come every week to clean the house, but part of them resists asking for that help. they know that if they work with a coach or go on a retreat or go on like a wellness retreat or a spa weekend or whatever it may be, they know that if they do that, that's gonna allow their energy to elevate them to the next level. They know that they're gonna get that rejuvenation, but part of them resists it. Part of them says that that's too indulgent, or I shouldn't be spending money on that. I shouldn't be spending that much money on myself. That money can go towards this, that money can go towards that. Just not asking for help in general. And many women come into my world, as in my Instagram podcast, membership, one-to-one coaching, and they've not really ever asked for help. Like ever. It's like this slow unlearning process where you are unlearning this armour that you've put up around yourself that's protected you for so long by doing everything and keeping up with everything and like keeping all these plates spinning all at once and not ever allowing yourself to put some of it down and hand it over to someone else. And sometimes initially in coaching sessions, women will feel uncomfortable talking about themselves. And they're like, I've had clients before say things like, I always want to ask how your day is, Kat. I always want to ask how you are. And I'm like, no, that's not what we're here for. We're here for you. And it's a process to learn that it's okay to receive. Like, it's okay to receive support. It's okay to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to open up, to taking back some energy, some time for yourself in allowing someone else to help you with something, in investing in a service or an expert who is going to come in and make your life easier. Whether that be me, like working on your mindset, working on your energy, working on your goals, or whether it be someone who can clean your house way better than you can. If you find someone good, way better than you can, probably way quicker than you can, whilst you can be out and about enjoying your weekend. Or, even something as small as like HelloFresh or a food delivery service. That is an example of asking for help, of going, I am not going to spend resources, time, energy on going shopping. I'm going to take that time back for myself. So many women struggle to ask for help, and that can trickle down into specific relationships too. Not asking your partner for help, not allowing yourself to receive from your partner. Not only does that breed resentment, because most women want their partner to do certain things or help out in a certain way, but they don't. It almost like it fucks with the polarity of the relationship, the energy of the relationship, because you're not allowing yourself to be open to receive from your partner, when as a woman, and this doesn't matter who you're with, this isn't just heterosexual. Your partner wants to give to you. Your partner wants to look after you. Your partner wants to help you. They want to help you. And so many of us, and I know some women listening, is a tough pill to swallow, but you can be your own worst enemy when you don't ask for help, because you you just go like, oh, I'll do it, oh, I'll do it, oh, I'll do it. And if you do that in every single area of your life, in work, in your house, with your family, with cooking, with cleaning, with whatever it may be, it's no wonder you feel crap and your energy is lower and you're not making or not having enough space for yourself because you're not asking for the help that you need and deserve. That is number one. The second thing is allowing boundaries to be crossed. And I specifically say allowing boundaries to be crossed because many of the women who come into my work are very aware of what boundaries they want to set, right? Or what boundaries they need. They'll tell me themselves, they'll say, I really want to leave work on time more often. I don't want to get sucked into meetings at 4:30 and then it always ends up bleeding over into 5:30, 6 o'clock when I'm finishing. I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. I don't want to answer work emails and calls past 5 p.m. They'll tell me what boundaries they need, and yet they will continue to allow those boundaries to be crossed. And that can be with themselves, it can be with someone else, it can be, these moments where it's like, oh, just this one time I'm gonna respond to this client, or just this one time. An example I've used before is like with family. If you have family who come round for an impromptu visit, you might say, I'd love you to let me know when you're coming. And that same exact thing could happen again and again, that the person comes round unexpected, or they don't call beforehand, or whatever the case may be. And you've set the boundary initially, but then you don't actually uphold it with yourself or with others. So the boundary just continues to be crossed again and again. And again, this is breeding a feeling of resentment. It's leaking your energy because you have said to yourself at one point in time, this is what I actually really need to thrive. I need to leave the office on time at least 3 days a week, or I know that I need to go to that class on a Thursday night, or I know that it feels best for me in this relationship with this person when they call or text me to say this, or when we see each other we don't talk about this, or whatever the case may be, right? Boundaries are boundaries, like they're so broad and they're so unique to you. You know what you need, and yet you continue to allow that boundary to be crossed. And this is a mistake that I see often, because it's kind of like, it's almost like when you're in the moment of, we're in the coaching session or you're on the coaching call and you're like, this is what I need, this is what I'm going to do. It's like you're in your higher self in that moment. You're in your embodied, truest self. But when you're in the moment itself of the opportunity for the boundary to be upheld, you slip back into an old dynamic of people pleasing, or an old dynamic of like prioritizing work over your well-being, for example. And it's the continuation of the boundaries that you want to set being crossed, that again, it's like slowly chipping away at your energy, so that you're not in a place where you feel your best. And let me tell you, you deserve to feel your absolute best. So that is number 2. Number 3 is something I see again and again. And it kind of relates to boundaries, but it's also its own thing. Many of the ambitious, soulful, heart-led women who I work with have crappy energetic hygiene. Not regular hygiene, right? Not personal hygiene, because they all look and smell gorgeous, but energetic hygiene. I'm talking about your energetic hygiene practices. How clean and clear is your energy field? Because you are not just a physical body, you are also an energetic body. Your energy system is really important and is fueling so much of your manifestations, your mindset, your goals, your mood, your sleep, how you are perceived by other people, how you feel about yourself. Energy is so important. And so without good energetic hygiene, your energy is leaking everywhere. Your energy is not being replenished, not being cleared and cleaned out. It's stagnating. And that can show up in so many different ways. Some of which I would say is like the boundaries and the people pleasing, because that's you overgiving and pouring all this energy out into other people and not taking it back for yourself. So it can be boundaries and people pleasing. It can be a lack of self-care and putting yourself first, because many women are like go, 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 give, give, give all day. And when they're ending their day, it's like they're not replenishing that enough to then go again and do it the next day. They're never operating from a place of filling their cup back up again. It's like if your energy system is a tank, the way I describe it to clients is like, are you like allowing that tank, if it's a swimming pool or whatever visual you have, you need to flush all that out and fill it with clean and clear water again, because bits have leaked out during the day, or maybe someone else's energy has seeped in a little bit and you need to clear that shit out. And that's boundaries, and energetic boundaries as well as just physical. So not just things like leaving the office on time, but also things like using like smudging tools or taking a shower when you come in from work, actually cleansing your energy so that you are coming back into yourself and you're clearing the day away. Or if you've had if you're going to go and have a difficult conversation with someone, protecting your energy field and being grounding in your body and feeling safe and protected and present before you go into the call. All of these are energetic hygiene practices that if you just rush through your day, it's no wonder that you feel like you're peeling yourself off the floor at the end of the day, because you've given so much, your energy is leaked out in all of these places. You're not setting good boundaries, you're not asking for help, you're not pouring back into yourself. And so your energy is like, just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like, you don't feel your best. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't always need to be this rock bottom moment before you realize that you want to change something. You might just know in yourself that I'm not feeling my best at the end of the day at the moment. I'm feeling a bit drained. I'm just feeling a bit like, ugh, like meh. It's okay to feel that and know that you don't need to feel that way. Don't wait until it gets so bad that you're literally like making yourself ill or, you know, something horrible like that, to know that these are the warning signs that you need to clear this. Like, you need to get some things in place ASAP for yourself, because you deserve that. So energetic hygiene is something that I think we just don't talk about enough. And I think that is partly like a Western thing as well, because it's still not mainstream to talk about energy. The energy of think about things like smudging or feng shui, more like originating in indigenous, like Eastern practices, where they are aware that there is the energy in a room, the energy in a house, the energy in someone's body, like that is real and that has effect on other people and effect on the individual, their health, their well-being, their mood, their sleep, their everything. And I just don't think we talk about that enough. Certainly not in the UK. And it's still like, I think it's interesting how it's still considered woo and spiritual to use things like smudging to cleanse the energy in a home, when we literally know that the energy in a home can impact someone's well-being, someone's life. And you know that if you've walked into somewhere before and the energy isn't right, you know, because you're intuitive. Like, as a woman, we feel that shit in our body. We feel it. We can't be around bad energy. And so if you're not taking responsibility for your own energy, then that is something that can change ASAP, and you will feel the difference. The next thing is a big one, and I see so many gifted, incredible, talented, ambitious women who are smashing it in their career or their business or their, financial life, their family, their well-being, traveling around the world, doing whatever their version of success is, they're living it. And they continue to set goals and have these big ambitions, but they attach their self-worth or their identity to the external outcome. So they tie their identity to their work, to their salary, to their job role, to where they live, to the money they make. And this isn't shaming, and I'm not like, I hate the message as well that it's like materialistic to do that, because if you're ambitious, you know that it's not just about the money, it's not just about the job, it's about living your passion, your purpose, feeling like you're really making a difference in what you're doing. And you can't attach all of who you are to that thing, to the money you make or your job title or how successful your business is. And I know this because I've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt and spent a long time clearing the childhood wounds that led to that shit. And you can too. You absolutely can too. And that's something we can absolutely work on together if you want to. Because it's okay to want more. It's okay to want massive things from your life. It's amazing to want more. It's amazing to have big goals. It's amazing to be ambitious. And that is not all of you. It's just a part of you. And when we get all consumed by our goals or our personal development or our career or whatever it may be, it's a slippery slope, because it means that if you're doing well, you feel good. And if shit is hitting the fan, you don't feel good. It's like your worth, your identity, your gauge for how well you're doing is tied to this one outcome or this one area of your life. And that just isn't the case. You know, we want to come back to your soul, like who you are, regardless of like anything that's external to you that you're creating in this lifetime. Coming back to yourself, your values, who you are as a person. That is a gift to give yourself. And often that will come through the deeper work of going into whatever is within you that has essentially like attached so much meaning to your output, like your achievements, your goals. And that can be motivated through the unconscious, through your nervous system, through your inner child, through various things based on a certain parent, a certain teacher, a certain experience you had. But somewhere along the way, you've learnt that, like you've learnt to attach who you are to how successful you are. And the two are not the same thing. And so a big mistake is putting all of yourself into something that you are achieving in the world, and then allowing that and the success of that along the way to essentially dictate how you feel about yourself. When I'm doing well in my business, I feel good. When I have a quiet month, I feel like shit. When I get that interview, I feel validated. When I get rejection, I beat myself up. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want you to have the goals and the ambition, but be detached from it, so that it's part of your bigger vision, your values, your life, and it's adding something rather than kind of taking all of you with it. That's a big mistake that I see. And the last one I want to talk to you about is a mistake that ambitious women make. And it's essentially lots of doing and not enough being. So lots of external output and not enough internal input. So you work hard, you take action, you have reached a certain point in your career, or you have, you are very organised. You are the one in your friendship group who's always organised, or everyone's like, how does she do it? She's always smashing it. And you can show up for that. You can take that action. You can do those things. But you're not making enough time for the inner world of inner work, feminine energy, receiving, and really just being with yourself, doing the deeper layer of energy work, of like true self-care, not just going to the gym because that feels productive. That's like something to tick off your list. Not just going to the gym. The gym is self-care, but I'm talking, lying down for 45 minutes and receiving inner child energy healing Reiki session, like that deeper layer of receiving the inner work, so many women skip because they maybe come into personal development from a position of wanting to achieve and wanting to feel motivated and organized and tick off goals and like smash it and make it happen. And from a yin and yang, masculine, feminine energy perspective, that is the masculine side of personal development, which, don't get me wrong, we need and we want that. We want to, we, like I said, we're not here to not want more. It's okay to want more. It's okay to have big goals. It's okay to be fucking ambitious and driven and like working hard. That is okay. And if we're not balancing that with the deep, nourishing rest of inner work, self-care, healing, energy work, body work, working not just with the conscious, logical mind, but also the unconscious mind, the nervous system, the body, we're missing out on this next level of who you can be in the world, because you're probably getting stuck in a burnout cycle if you're just constantly output, doing, achieving, and not balancing that with really nourishing, deep receiving, because that is it's the feminine energy. And that's the magic of manifestation as well, because that is where we get to lean back and receive miracles from the universe, receive the serendipity of life, of where things just fall into place and you don't always need to try hard to make that happen. Sometimes through your magnetism, through your energy, through your intention, through your being, like who you are being, shit can fall into place and fall into your lap without you always needing to try and work really hard for it. And that is a mindset shift and a reframe that I understand is hard to make if your whole life all you've done is work hard and do and be like the driving force behind everything. You also get ultimately to co-create with the universe, and that often shows up as doing the deep, nourishing rest, inner work, self-care, like really that soul growth of coaching, Reiki, inner child healing, feminine energy work, so many different things. A lot of what we do in one-to-one coaching, but also in Next Level You and the sisterhood, basically everything that I do. But it's also them in how that impacts who you're being in the world and how you're showing up. Like, you show up differently to your relationship, to your work, to your career, to your business, to your family life, to your finances, to your home, to your community, to everything, when you're doing that deeper inner work. You show up differently in who you're being, and then as you are spending more time consciously, intentionally being, as well as just doing, you have this like magnetic quality to you where people are drawn to the energy that you are cultivating in yourself. And that is why those women, just have that presence in the room. And that is, for many women, it's like the key to unlock that next level of achievement, of manifestation, of growth, because you've done the work, you've put the hard yards in, you've got the foundations in place of yeah, I can work hard, I'm organised, I can take action. Like, what now? What's next? And often it's like that. The secret sauce is like, well, how can we now achieve more? By actually doing less, by actually receiving more, asking for help more, and understanding that we can achieve and attract and manifest more opportunities without always needing to just work harder. Because as a, let's say, a high achieving woman in a high up role, or, you know, going for a promotion or an interview, we know that the bottom line of whether it's a hell yes or a no is so often an intuitive energy thing, where it's like people are drawn to work with you, people are drawn to say yes to you when you're in that energy. And that, like, once you feel the shift of that, your life will change and you can get out of that cycle of hustle and burnout and constantly needing to work harder to achieve more. What if you don't need to work harder? What if you actually need to be more? And in being more, you will attract more of what you want and you will move forward. So I hope this has unlocked something, activated something, inspired something within you. If you see yourself in any of these examples, just to recap, we spoke about not asking for help. We spoke about allowing your boundaries to be crossed. We spoke about energetic hygiene. We spoke about attaching self-worth and identity to your external achievements. And lastly, we spoke about doing more and not being enough, not sitting enough in just being. So I would love to hear which one is your biggest takeaway that you are going to implement. And if you need support in implementing this and in really receiving and achieving this in your life, then please do reach out for one-to-one coaching. I would say one-to-one coaching is the best, deepest, most transformational place to start with this, especially if you're an ambitious, high-achieving woman ready to take yourself and your inner world to the next level so you can manifest your dream life and manifest whatever is next for you in this next chapter. But I also have other groups and programs available, so I'll make sure my links are in the show notes. I am taking on 3 new clients at the moment, so if you want to book a free clarity call and discuss anything you've heard today that you struggle with, or your goals, what support you need, we can dig into that on a free call. And if it's a good fit, we can move forward with either 3 months coaching, 6 months coaching. I also have single 90-minute sessions available if you just want to get started and like dip your toe in and really work on something specific, like one thing, get a shift from that, feel the experience of that, and then it's up to you whether you want to continue on moving. Of course, with 3 or 6 months, we can really dig into some transformation and get you some incredible results in yourself. So check out the show notes or the YouTube description for all of that good stuff. And I will speak to you very soon in our next episode. I'll see you then.